Are we live?
We are live. We are one of one watching right now. Entire screen, yes. Because we need this guy. Supposed to be our first presentation. How do we get back to? There we go.
I like the infinity window you got going on.
Come on. Which one's the record button? All right, startup grind people at home. We're gonna start this thing off. Hopefully, you can all see this new window. And slideshow.
A lot more people last time, but that's fine, in my opinion.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Wonder what the difference was.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if this is the answer, but I put a placeholder to eat invite and send it out to certain people that didn't show up, but not everyone shows up.
Gotcha.
But that was because it was the first event. But I think maybe that just becomes a best practice.
Where did
I don't know why that is that size.
I made it big so people can see it.
Well, that I agree, but I feel like when we just switched between screens, it got even bigger.
Yeah, it did somehow. All right, good enough. All right. Well, it's time to get started. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our second pitch-in. Today, it seems to be art and medical themed, so I'm very excited for the startups that we have. My name is Ami. I am the food guy for Startup Grind and also your MC for tonight. So I'd like to start with a quick request. If you could just please take out your phone, scan this, let us know you came here. It would mean a lot to us to just get an idea of who's exciting and enjoying this. Also, if you have your own thing going on, you'll have an opportunity to sign up to potentially pitch or talk about your startup or what you do. We always love hearing from new people and new things. So please think about that. We would love it. Thank you, Ben, wherever he is. Oh, he's over there. For letting us use this space. This is Great Lakes Gaming. For anyone who's not familiar, it's awesome. You can play games. You can watch tournaments. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. At the end, I'll let Ben plug his stuff. Or Ben, you want to tell us a little bit about Great Lakes Gaming real quick? Yeah. Just two sentences, elevator pitch.
Welcome to the Gaming Lounge. We can help host you guys any private events, or if you want to come here and play video games yourselves, just let me know. Or if you don't play but you got kids and you want a babysitter, that's pretty affordable for your. If you saw in the other room, we're set up for a private event tomorrow. So if you're looking to do some bougie, high-end dinner kind of a thing, so we can help with that as well. We also run esports tournaments online and broadcast, so that's really our bread and butter. If you want to host an event, just come talk to me afterwards, and I'm down to get you guys.
Cool guy, great space. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're an investor, you should talk to him.
Oh yes, we are doing a crowdfund round, so if you want to get in early.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say with that.
All right, and thank you to all of the Startup Grind people, Mike, Ananth, Jack. There's a few who aren't here yet or didn't come today. It's been fun working with y'all, and I'm excited to keep doing these things. Okay, so just a quick little bit about the format for tonight. We are going to have 3 pitches. They're very exciting. I'm very excited for them. It's going to be somewhere around 10 minutes for the pitch. If they're shorter, that's shorter. Mike will be keeping time, so he's going to yell at you for the presenters, that your time is done. And then 5 minutes for crowd questions. So if you have your questions, you'll get them answered. And yeah, pretty simple. All right, so let's get the show on the road. We are going to start tonight off with Matty Teddy. You're up first.
All right. They told me I was third.
Oh, Anand specifically asked that you that was a specific request. All right.
Make sure I hit the record button.
Oh, we got to record things.
Oh, no.
All right.
Here's brochures and cards.
Some technical difficulties here. In the meantime, does anybody have any questions about Startup Grind? Okay, good. It's pretty simple. If anybody is interested in helping throw these events or has ideas for new events, we always love talking about that too. We've done a few different things over the last bunch of months between some happy hours and this. We're trying to do some fireside chats, so we're very excited. All right.
The camera will be here if you want to
I mean, I
record.
don't want to stand in the way of this, right?
That's fine, as long as you can click the slides.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, Matty Teddy, take it away.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. I'm here with Medi Teddy to ask you a big question. Can a bear save your life? I mean, and I'm Dr. Bill Bear, and this is Medi
Hi,
Teddy.
I'm Medibear. I'm
Medibear.
here to help you remember to take your medicine. Every morning at this time, I will ask you if you took your medicine. I will ask
Sure.
you again in 10 hours.
The bear goes on and on, so I'll just talk about myself now.
Just happened. Sorry.
Okay. So the question is, can a bear save your life or the life of a loved one? And the answer is, I think yes. It all depends, of course. It's not likely if it's a bear like this, of course. But if it's our bear, Medi Teddy, your medication coach, we believe Medi Teddy will save your life or someone you love. How's that going to happen? Well, let me back off just for a second and give you a little background about myself. I'm a physician, recently retired from clinical practice, and I practiced on Jefferson Avenue here in the city for 35 years. I was an associate professor of family medicine at U of R and won several awards. On Tuesday, the county gave me proclamations for my work in downtown. So I have a lot of clinical experience and in the medical field. So the biggest problem I saw in my practice was people not taking their medicines. I would say that 60 to 70% of hospital admissions and emergency room visits were related to people not taking their medicines. And I thought, what can we do about this? How can I solve this problem? How can I help people that aren't taking their medicine? Well, first of all, I analyze the problem. It should be important to point out that now 70% of people take at least one prescription medicine daily. Now, I'm not saying all those are necessarily needed, but the ones that are important, people should take. And the insurance companies aren't happy about this because they know when people don't take their medicine, they're going to end up in the hospital. So, and Ectellis came out with this statistic that between 70 and 80% of people actually fill their prescriptions. And out of those, maybe 70% take the prescriptions they fill, and only about half of people are taking their medicines as prescribed. And to bring this point home a little more carefully, these are people that had a heart attack, okay? Now, besides being pregnant, I can't think of any better motivation to live healthy than having a heart attack. So these people had a heart attack, and at 3 months, only 80% were taking their medicines. These are medicines, a blood pressure medicine for your heart, a blood thinner so you don't have another heart attack, and a cholesterol medicine. Statins, blood thinner, and a blood pressure pill. Now, by the end of a year, only half of these people who had a heart attack were taking those medicines. And believe me, I experience this all the time. So we need new strategies. Also, kids don't take their medicines. I've seen so many parents fight their kids to take their medicine. And kids now, children and adolescents, 20% of them are prescribed medicine. So it's not a small problem for things like ADHD, asthma, autism, diabetes, depression, seizures. I see so many kids and adults end up in the hospital with seizures because they weren't taking their medicine. Their seizure medicine level is 0. So you knew they weren't taking their medicine. And that's about 90% of the seizures I see. So with MediTeddy, happy family, happy child, happy life, something like that. So what did I do? In my practice, I said, well, bring all your medicines in. I want to see what you're taking. And so what do I have? People bring wheelbarrows full of medicines, garbage bags full of medicine. These are medicines. What happens is the pharmacies now have gotten smart. What they do, they don't ask you if you need your medicine. They send it to 30 days. And these medicines pile up billions and billions of dollars of wasted medicines. And this is just one of my patients. Back here, you can see, also in my office, I had a Pepsi bottle with the amount of sugar that's in Pepsi, just in case anybody's drinking Pepsi now. Orange juice isn't too bad. Our juice isn't that good either, but that was for my diabetic patients. So, and another insurance company, they know the problem. 125,000 deaths a year because people don't take their medicine. I coined the term medimyelitis. This is a weakness of people have that don't take their medicine. It's kind of a joke, but I got it from the reggae song, reggae myelitis. But anyway, medimyelitis, if it actually had a diagnosis code, medimyelitis would be the 6th leading cause of death in our country, and the #1 cause of hospitalizations. And I saw this all the time. So what was I going to do? This is what I came upon. I tried yelling at patients. I tried begging. I got down on my knees, but nothing really worked, except I did have a diabetes class where people started taking their medicine. And I thought, what was in that class that made people take their medicine? And it was really the companionship of the class, the friendliness, like Alcoholics Anonymous or Weight Watchers. So I got a friendly bear here that reminds people twice a day to take their medicine. And not only that, but you have to say, yes, did you take your medicine, or no, by pressing a paw. And then the bear gives a friendly response of concern if you say no, and a friendly response saying good work, positive work if you say yes. And not only that, but the bear stores the information in its little brain. And if by pressing both paws at the same time, you get a 7, 14, and 21-day running average of how people are doing with their medicine. We had a young adolescent recently that was in the bear, and his 21-day average is not so good. His 14-day average is better, and the 7-day average is better. So you can see trending that he's doing better by taking this medicine, and his depression is better, and everything else. So this is the bear that I invented. Now, seems kind of kooky. Does the bear work? Yes, the bear works. We did a study here in Rochester of diabetics, poorly controlled diabetics. Some of these people have been poorly controlled diabetics for years. There was like a rock that you can't move. So we had a control group and the people that got the bear group. And in the control group, this is a measure of diabetes control, and these are the average sugar numbers, 250, 200, 150. So in the control group, the diabetes level did not change. But for the people we gave the bear to, their sugar level dropped by 40 points on average. Now, 40 points may not seem like much to you unless you're a diabetic. 40 points means you're going to live 5 to 10 years longer in your life, and you're going to have 20 to 30% less hospital admissions. You're going to have fewer diabetic eye problems. You're going to keep your legs. You're not going to go on dialysis. So it's a huge difference in just 3 months. Now, the other thing that was pretty impressive is that this is the Meriski scale is a scale of confidence about taking medicine and confidence in your life. And with the Meriski scale, lower is better. So in the control group, the Meriski scale did not change, but in the bear group, the Meriski scale was dramatically different. And so these people are feeling better about themselves and more self-confident because they have this bear as a companion. So that was our study. And these are some of the people that will benefit from the bear, people with various illnesses that need to take medicines chronically. Now that's 70% of the United States. So I only want maybe 1 to 2% of that 70 million. I'm just kidding. So what is our revenue model for the bear? The bear costs $99 and plus shipping. And we also have a patient of mine that crochets clothes for the bear, which are, we have 12 different shades of clothes. So, and then the other thing is we have a subscription plan for weekly calls. What we do with the weekly calls is we have the patients have their bear, they press the pause, and then we can get a running average of how well they've been complying with their medicine for that time. We're advertised on, we sell on Amazon, Etsy, and our website, Health Positive with a Z. We're in active discussion with several groups. We're working on a grant with the Epilepsy Society of New York for giving the bears to kids at summer camp. Working with the ADA for their camp, Jewish Family Services for the elderly, New York State Office of the Aging. New York State Office of the Aging had a grant for a bear, for kitty cats that purr, $229 each. Our bear does a whole lot more than purr and only costs $99. So, and then the HMO, there's a big company called RX Live, which is working on the problem of medication adherence. That's all they do. And they're a huge company. Golisano Center. We'll be at the Festival of Inclusion on March 4th with the Golisano people. And then we work with the University of Rochester Department of Psychiatry with some of the very depressed kids there. Why is our bear better than the competition? I mean, they have apps like the Fitbit and other things that remind people to take their medicine. And the main difference, I think I'm running over, but the main difference is it's easy to use. All you have to do is turn the bear on at the time you take your medicine, and it does the rest. The emotional factor is huge. I think this is the thing that really separates our bear from anything else on the market. And it's convenient. The bear tells you when it needs to be charged. It says, "I'm feeling sleepy, please charge me." And all you do is plug it in. The charge lasts for 3 months. We have people using the bears now for up to 3 years without a problem. So we're asking $100,000 for an investor to help us move to the next level with our bear, which is we really need to do some heavy marketing. We might do some upgrade the bears in the next level so that it can get on the internet or be used remotely or be connected with an app. So we have other technical advances we want to do. So that's what we're looking for. But besides money, what we would like is to talk about our bear to other people. I'm on LinkedIn. I know Lydia is one of my favorite followers on LinkedIn, but if we could get more buzz on our Facebook site and on LinkedIn, and then like our posts. I think I have some pretty good posts, Lydia, about health in general.
Oh, yeah.
I had a blistering.
And it's not hackable.
It's not hackable, right? That's the beauty of it. That was on our graph, but I just read today 1 million people had their accounts hacked by some healthcare company. So ours is just strictly between you and your family and your doctor. You can take the bear to your doctor and press both paws and show your doctor. Now, we do have a couple of testimonials. Oh, so yes, that's a big thing. And then marketing is our big thing at Media Coverage. Can you keep moving?
Wrap up, yeah.
Okay. So this is a testimony from a mother of a patient of ours that said she couldn't control her child. Her child was kicked out of school before he got Medi-Tedi. Once Teddy was taking his medicine, he's back in school with no seizures and not depressed. And then our folks at URMC are very happy about our bear. Do I have any seconds for a video?
You guys want to see the video? How long's the video?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
How long is the video?
Well, we could just cut it to a minute.
You're cutting into question time now.
Oh, okay. Oh,
We had one vote say yes.
okay. Let's see. I'm not sure.
How to run that?
Just
Video button.
Anyway, I'm having trouble doing the video.
We'll go to the website. Everyone start preparing your questions mentally as we.
Okay.
He's cute.
Oh, yeah.
I get a kick out of him. He really does have.
We're trying to get it full screen. Did not do it.
There.
There we go.
He's.
Why is it on? Can I get out of that? No. It's a funny looking pop up. Okay, I'll just do this. Sorry, guys.
He's cute.
Oh, yeah.
I get a kick out of him. He He really does help me. And it always tells me when it's happy with me.
Oh,
You're
no.
my best friend, or different things it says, and I crack up. It's just so cute.
I didn't know what to expect when I first got him, and but no, I just really like him. I like him because he helps me to keep my illnesses down, and I don't have to go to the emergency like I used to because I'm not taking my blood pressure medicine.
I would recommend Betty Teddy because she really saved my life as far as my diabetes.
When I got the bear tells me that, and it reminds me of, did you take your medicine today? And I don't want to press no, and I know that I didn't take, or I didn't want to press yes, and I know I didn't take it. So he always reminds me.
Well, it definitely helps because, it makes you aware that, even though I take my pills, pretty much.
She wasn't taking
when
her
I'm supposed to. But it does make you more aware of what you're doing and if you have taken it or whatever, so, yeah.
What the bear does is.
That's probably enough. Yeah.
Got like 3 minutes.
All right, questions?
Yep. Oh, sister.
So you sell on Amazon, Etsy, and your website right now. It's an extra point of friction for your consumers. Is it possible that you could sell the bear to doctor's offices and they could bake that into the cost of treatment at the time? Like I've been at the doctor office before where I get charged $50 for an extra strength Tylenol, right? What if you put that on the doctor bill? And
Well, I'm looking into it. If you have an electronic device and the doctor calls you to monitor it, the doctor can bill for that electronic device. So I'm trying to get through to the people that make the diagnosis codes, what they call ICD-10 codes. If I can qualify this as an electronic device, then I could do that. That's a good idea. Thank you. I think I should advertise. I should get more doctors to advertise. To show the bear offices. I got to move on that to go directly. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's my question is, who is the person that has the most emotional attachment to this problem? And is it the actual patient or is it healthcare provider who's had the same problems and challenges trying to fix this as you have?
Yeah, I think I got to move on the healthcare provider angle. The biggest emotional thing are the caregivers. There's 70 million caregivers in our country now. Most of them are working and trying to caregive. And so anything they can do anything we can do to help them lighten their load. The people we've sold the most to are to the caregivers and not to the elderly so that's a point. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Can you buy that with like an FSA account?
I haven't looked into that. That's an interesting point. Yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Great job. Love it.
One last question.
Oh, one last question.
Did you film that video today?
No, why?
Oh, you were in the same thing. Slightly different tie. Slightly different tie. Well, it's like Steve Jobs, right?
I thought the gentleman here. Did you work?
Yeah, you have a question? You raised your hand earlier.
Okay.
We'll let you off the hook.
Okay.
All right. So thank you. Next up is Gabrielle with the Free Art Collective. She will be telling you all about the cool stuff that she's doing, and I believe there's some art over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
advertise that during my little speech.
You know how to do this stuff?
I just hit spacebar for each one.
Yes, and I think there's.
Is it full screen?
Yes, we'll make it full screen. There we go.
And then I just.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
What is yours?
Word. I'm just like straddle this real quick. Cool. So yeah, I'm Gabrielle Peck, and I'm here presenting my nonprofit, the Free Art Collective. I have a degree from Boston University in arts history, arts leadership, and African art. And I joke that I'm the only person with that degree that's actually doing something with it, but that's because I built a job for myself. So yeah, we are an international project. And here's just some designs that we give out. And so we are a grassroots nonprofit organization of over 150 artists in the world. It grows every month. And we are on a mission to make art accessible for all. And this is our sort of mission statement that through all of our projects, we are dedicated to serving and strengthening our community through the healing power of art, kindness, and creativity. And so we have quite a few different programming that we offer, mostly based in Rochester, but we are an international project. So it is an international project, but like headquarters is Rochester. So at the end of the day, our biggest priority is helping support Rochester artists and the community. And so the things we do, we have a free print program where artists email us a photo of their work. We get prints made. All they have to do is email us. We take it from there. We get free prints made. We hand label all their artist information on the back. In the past year and a half by myself, I've given away like 12,000 all over the world, mostly in Rochester. So over there on that table, there's a binder full of art and a ton of free art stash. And you can literally go over there. It's all free. Yeah, point it out. It's over there by the food.
Our spokesmodels.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. You guys are like Vanna White right now. I love it. So yeah, that's our print program over there. And so we tell everyone they can take one for themselves, 1 or 2 to give away. And so the mission of the print program is to get artists, make art as accessible as possible, kind of get the energy of art that it's free. At the same time, once we're funded, we're going to buy art to give away, and we want to compensate all the artists. So yeah, help yourself. No scam. So many people don't believe me. I'm like, no, everything on the table is free. And they're like, wait, what? So we also do public art programs. Let me go back actually. And so we put these art in bags that we duct tape up all over this world. And that's part of our free art street art program. We also have a project called the Coloring Book Murals, where we have coloring book pages designed by our artists. And then we make them into coloring books. We have 2 already out, and our 3rd one is going to be launched by the end of March, and that is the theme of that one's community. And so here's a design that my friend made, and we have people coloring them. And so the coloring book mural project is people return the colored pages to me, I laminate them, and we duct tape them up on the sides of buildings like a temporary non-destructive mural. And so the idea of that is to get people excited to be a part of an art project, and maybe they don't make art. And so doing coloring book, everyone can do it. It's very accessible, and you can see an entire mural on the side of a building. So that's kind of some of the street art projects we offer. Coloring book murals, the bags. We also give away free art supply first aid kits is what I call them. People from the community donate art supplies to me, and we package them up into these first aid kits that we distribute across the city. We also have done it in other cities around the world. And so like I said, the main object is to make art as accessible as possible. Kind of break it down from the elitism of the art world. Not everyone is privileged enough to study art history in college. So how can I take my experiences and what I learned to pay it back to the community for people who don't have the privilege that I have? And the project I am most passionate about that I'm going to talk about the most is the Pantry Project. Actually, let's back up. So what we do for Rochester, we offer local artists international exposure. We sell the work of our artists at craft fairs and galleries and local businesses. We organize pop-up events, craft fairs, galleries, music shows, fundraisers. We distribute many free art, and we apply the magic of the arts to fight for other social justice movements. So how can we use the arts to manifest food? That's kind of my main project. If people are hungry, they can't make art with us. Don't hand me a paintbrush 7 in a week. Hand me a sandwich. And so here's a piece of Rochester work by artist Caitlin Burns. And this is the Pantry Project. So, and we have a flyer describing the Pantry Project over there on the table. So basically, the Pantry Project, we've seen free little libraries, we've seen free little galleries now popping up, but there's not enough free little food pantries. And that is the most important thing that we need as a society. Feed each other and house each other, and then we can worry about creative things. So the mission of the Ferret Collective is kind of like a 4-pronged approach. We want to build more pantries, as many as possible. Dream big. Every student in the world, why not? And by putting them all over different parts of the city and not just in the neighborhoods that need it the most, we can help destigmatize the entire concept. I basically want to take sharing art, normalize it, destigmatize it, so that people don't have to feel embarrassed of having to go to a pantry. And the idea of having these small pantries are actually really effective because there's not so much shame. You don't have to go to like a church soup kitchen to feel, like you're a charity case. So by putting these on every street, and these are just stuff I pulled from the internet, I'm still working on the prototype for my own. But basically how it's gonna work is there's a top section for food, and then there's a drawer underneath, which will have free art and art supplies, which kind of functions as like a bribe to get people to actually donate money and come to these pantries. You see a lot of these pantries all over the city that popped up during COVID, and now they're barren and empty. And so I see that, I'm like, how can we change that? How can we get people excited to put food in these? Add free art. They'll go, when I do these around the city, people will go every single day. I'll do this in businesses, we'll give out free art. People go to the shop and end up spending money there. So how can we kind of revitalize the energy of these free pantries? We're gonna elevate food pantries to fine art. So something that maybe the art world might kind of condescend to and think of as like, oh, well, that's just cutesy crafts. That's not like fine art. No, why don't we elevate this? What if we make every single pantry a beautiful work of have our artists paint it, decorate them, make them look as crazy as possible, take advantage of hashtag activism so people can take a selfie with the pantry. They'll be weird and colorful and crazy, and we're gonna encourage people, we're gonna organize a website where we have pre-made pantries. So they've already been fabricated, they've been painted, they're a work of art, and you go onto the website, it's a shop, but it's free. So you get to go through the gallery of all these free food pantries, choose the one that you think is most beautiful. It's like you're shopping at a gallery and putting something in your home, outside of your home. So it's really important to make these as beautiful as possible. And the project, everything that I'm doing, I want it to be replicated in other cities. So we're building branches of the project in other cities. Right now, our biggest focus is Detroit. Rochester's our biggest priority. So what if I just mobilize people and say, hey, here's an idea. An idea can change the world. What if you guys came together, built these pantries, make a website like I did? Everything I do, I want it to be replicated in other cities and mobilize people and just have a website like, hey, this is a really cheap project to start on your own. All you need to do is some passion, set up a table, put some prints of art out, write their name on the back, like you're ready to go. We're also gonna have little mini gallery openings with each pantry that's installed. How am I doing on time?
3 minutes.
I have 2 minutes left? Okay, I can do that. So yeah, well, let me just move on. Basically, there's a flyer there about the pantry project. That's kind of the gist. Something we need help with is tracking data of how we can find grocery stock pantries and redistribute it, which is probably more complicated than I'm aware of because I'm an artist, not a tech person. So let's see, what else do we got here? So some of the accomplishments of the Fair Collective since I started this project 2 years ago. We work with over 150 artists around the world. That number grows every single month. It's growing quickly. About a third of these artists we work with are based in Rochester. We have distributed over 12,000 prints around the world. You can see those on the table. I've hand labeled every single one of them. And the idea is kind of it's a meditation on art and love to get the artist work out there. And so sure, it's free. We want to make free art accessible and kind of break it down from the financial gallery world, but at the same time, like just bring it back to the community. And so with funding, we could grow this. I could give away 100,000 a month. I could give away as many as people are willing to print for me. The number is just, my list of places that want them just never ends. And now we're getting requests from all over Europe. And so we've also given away over 100 art and supply, free art supply first aid kits. And we focus those, when COVID hit, we started giving those away to city schools. I worked with a few teachers. I would make these kits. They were individually sized, and they would distribute them. Now we've grown. So I make full-size family boxes of art supplies, and I do not put glitter out of respect to the parents. You come into my apartment, you will leave with glitter, and I'm sorry if you have a beard, it just is what it is. We have hosted over 25 different community events in Rochester, craft fairs, gallery shows, music shows, popping up at other pre-existing events, trying to just give free art and get the vibes up, kind of like over here. We just set up a table. We have pretty successful art therapy sessions. They're all pretty much maxed out at people, and people are starting to want to come to these, and I just can't accommodate them. I can't call art therapy, it's creative wellness, because I don't have that degree. I'm essentially on a macro scale an art therapist for the community though. And so now we have more demand and we need a space so I can host them in my space. We've been operating under the pop-up model to keep expenses down and make the project sustainable so that we can continue to do it with a tiny shoestring budget. And if we have our own space, I also want it in the community, but I want every single day an art therapy session somewhere in the city so people can go to our website and be like, I want to go to that one, and here you go. So my vision for the project, we didn't invent free art, but I want to unite it and encourage artists all over the world to come together to make free art a global movement, which it already is. I just want to kick it up a notch. We want to help all of our artists quit their day jobs. That's a very big thing for me. Like, we sell their art, we give free at events. We always sell art too, though. We always have free art, but we sell work as well. I want a free art mini food pantry on every single street. Let's figure out a way to turn art into food. And I want to build a chain of community centers, the biggest priority in Rochester. And then, like I said, we're building other branches. So I want to kind of everything in Rochester, I want to replicate it. And so we want free art collective community centers all over the world. The biggest problems we're trying to solve for artists is artists don't know how to get exposure of their work. Enter Free Art Collective. Artists are struggling to pay for the art supplies. And a lot of times artists sell their work just so they have money to buy art supplies to make more art. So what if we just cut straight to the chase and I give them free art supplies, and they need help with food too. So food pantry project. Art isn't accessible to many. It can be a privileged thing. The contemporary art world is a nightmare of pretentious bullshit. So, and people don't even want to go to galleries or museums because like, how is that art? I'm like, I can write you a paper on why it's art, but it's not good. Let me write you a paper on why I think that's mediocre and derivative. People love going to museums with me. But the fact of how pretentious and ridiculous it is, people don't want anything, they'll never want to go to a museum. They don't want to go to a gallery. Like I've seen bullshit on the internet of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard of. I'm like, I agree with you. How can we make it accessible and kind of break down the elitism of the art world, bring it back to the community where it belongs? There's also so many people doing incredible things, and they're all in little silos around the world, but in Rochester. They're like little cliques, and they're cool people doing cool things. But I see myself as a connector and facilitator. How can I map out all the people doing the coolest stuff I can think of and bring everyone together so we can all problem solve together? Which is why I'm here today, to meet with other people and collaborate. That's the entire project. I don't even know what the Free Art Collective is going to grow into. The concept is free and art and collaborate. So we need a space to operate as an office and a small gallery. I'm doing everything out of my apartment. A space to store all donated art supplies. Right now, I've maxed out on space in my small studio at Greennovation. So we're kind of trying to find space to store supplies so that I can continue to make these kits. I've received like thousands of dollars worth of art supplies and I had to cap it. Everyone's reaching out of the woodworks to ask me for some. I have nowhere to put it. Funding for all the projects I just mentioned. But the most important thing to me is collaborating with anyone interested in joining forces to make Rochester flourish. And this is a piece. Yeah, I did it. So yes. And this is a piece my friend made. Yes, art is for everyone, even cats. And that just melts my heart. It's stupid cute. And this is a conversation I had the other day. I was like, yo, free is the sexiest word in English language. And my friend was like, no, it's community. And I thought that was just absolutely precious. And this is one of the pieces we give away all over the world. We use this in a lot of media. This one's a very popular piece. Together we rise. This is another thing we give out, just something positive, just give some people some hope. So many people I've got messages and they're like, I saw your free art on the streets of London and I had a miserable day. I got this and damn, my week's better. This is one of the street art things we tape up outside. And this is like an emoji poem that I sign off on most of my messages. Art and love and food, world peace. Pretty straightforward. There we go, that's my presentation. I will stand by the door. Don't leave until you get free art. So that's that.
Any questions? All right, I have a question. So as someone who does not have any visual artistic ability, how would I get involved?
Any way you want to collaborate and apply what your skills and passions are, the arts can have something to do with it. I can help with marketing. We have a pretty strong local brand recognition, and we haven't spent a penny on marketing at all, except for ink to print my stuff. That's it. So whatever you're passionate about, what you're working on, we can collaborate by brainstorming. Well, how can we apply the arts to what you're doing? What is your community vision? I love so many artists tell me they haven't made art in years. I got the art bug back in them. And what's really something I'm really proud of is that art therapy sessions, so many people come who don't make art at all, but they can color. And they just like to vibe and hang out. All my art sessions turn into art therapy sessions, which is cool. I'm like tricking people into therapy and they don't know that's what's happening. So yeah, you can collaborate with anyone. What's that?
I think I know someone who would love that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how many people do you generally get at the art therapy session?
Each place about 10 right now because there's not. So I've done like fewer to accommodate more people, but we've maxed out, which is why we need a community center. Yeah, so pretty much every room fills up with art therapy sessions.
Well, that's especially great considering, and like you said, you're not a trained therapist, but if people find it therapeutic,
Yes.
we need more of that.
Yes.
So I'm impressed that.
Yes. Yeah, and we're going to work with actual art therapists. I'm building an internship program. We have one at RIT, 2 at MCC, 1 at U of R, and I want to kind of build Free Art Collective clubs on each campus. I want a Nazareth. And so Nazareth has the strongest art therapy program in the world. So we're going to work with actual art therapy interns and hire them once we're funded so that we can do it on like the up and up and have like clinical support. But it won't feel clinical to the people at the events whatsoever. They have no idea that there's clinicians behind it, which is my entire point. We also eventually, I have on my list to do art therapy sessions at psych wards, hospitals, jails, foster homes, and kind of a lot of people requested that. So that's kind of in the process of the different aspects of art therapy that we want to do. Did that answer your question?
No, it does.
Okay.
I have great ideas and I'm emailing myself.
For what I'm doing?
Yes.
Email me. It's on the back of the print. Like, just email me right now. Okay, please email me. Yeah, and then all my contact info is on the back of the print. So they're essentially big business cards. Did anyone else have a question?
You mentioned you have like global artists that you work with.
Yes.
Can you talk a minute about how you reached outside of, your direct network in Rochester to other?
Yeah, so it started with artists I already knew, artists found out, and they're applying. The main way we have artists around the world is through Instagram. Those creepy nerds and their algorithm is incredible. It knows what art I like, and I don't know how it does that because it's not like hashtag surrealism. I have no idea. So my feed is filled with ads for amazing art, but I don't know if that's an ad. But so I see it, I click on the artist, I send them. I have a pretty successful little blurb to be like, get excited about this. This isn't a scam, I promise. So most of the international artists have been through Instagram. Yeah, I'm up to 150, and every month it grows, and it's starting to go organically. Most people, when I talk to them, I'm like, I run this project called the Fair Collective. They're like, oh, I've heard of you. I also put flyers really aggressively. I laminate them, so it's like subliminal messaging, because if you walk anywhere in the Park Avenue Monroe neighborhood, you'll see flyer, 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 and they're all free of collective. So I got a tangent from what the question wants to be. Cool.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah, I work with a tutoring program for kids in the city, and probably come in and do some work with them.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Yeah.
Your information is on the back.
Yeah. There's a flyer about the pantry project, and then on the back of the prints there is my email.
Take some of our own with you.
Yes, please.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Have you looked at it from, like, with the Free Art Collective, do you have any like legal protections for the arts to stop like someone from taking a free piece of art from someone and then selling it, under their own name or something?
I mean, no, we have a small, we have a little contract that says you own the rights, we don't own them. But what happens on the internet happens on the internet. That's a risk every single artist has the second they upload it on the internet. So someone might steal it, but it's not any worse than people already doing it. So there's really nothing we can do to prevent it, unfortunately.
Cool.
Yeah. But we haven't experienced anything like that thus far.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I was on time. Okay, here we go. And there's more art in here, so come find me if you want to see more than what's up there.
All right, and that was wonderful. So that's 2 down, and the last one is well hung. All right, let me see if I can find where the thing is. Where'd it go?
I would say I'm on that same browser.
Oh, it's in a browser. Hung well, sorry. My bad.
It's all good. I couldn't make my mind up at first. Where should I go with it?
And is this your first?
Yeah, that's there it is.
What's your name? Matt. All right, this is Matt with Hungwell. Thank you. And, here you go. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Matt Vanderlee. I'm an artist, an educator, a curator, and this is my company, Hungwell Art Services. I'm an artist. I have 20 plus years of experience making artists in Rochester, Brooklyn, and New Orleans. I'm a former art handler with Christie's Auction House. I worked for their post-war contemporary and impressionist department and what was affectionately known as the Vault. I am a current studio member with the Yards Artist Collective, where I assist with program facilitation and I help create various programs that include their group critique program, where folks bring in artwork, present it to the group, and talk about it in whatever level of comfort they're available. I write curriculum for the residency program, and I facilitate the residency program in the winter and in the summer. And I run their Teen Ambassador program, which I also write the curriculum for and facilitate in the summer. I'm also a contributing writer to Lake Effect magazine. I'm an educator. I have 8 years teaching art and special education, 8 years of experience teaching art and special education in Brooklyn, New York. I have 6 years of experience designing and facilitating the 8 to 1-to-1 program for students with emotional and behavioral disabilities in Canandaigua. 2 years writing curriculum for and facilitating the Yards Teen Ambassador program, and I've done a year or 2 cycles of designing the curriculum for and facilitating the Yards residency program. I'm also a curator. Over the past year, I've consistently organized, curated, installed, or assisted in hanging artworks for businesses, including but not limited to Frank's Chop Shop, the Yards Art Collective, Small Matters Institute, the Rochester Contemporary Arts Center, and a number of private collections. I'm a community-based artist, and I'm gonna go right for the script to that because I thought a lot about this. I work to contextualize the role of art as something that functions within a community and contributes in an essential way to the health of that place or that group. I seek to question the responsibility that art holds in regard to who art serves and how art works. At times, that leads to observations on how art is valued, and much of the work involves creative facilitating, which I have a lot of experience doing. This work and this vein and this thread have led me to the development of this company, Hungwell Art Services. In 2021, I left teaching to pursue this based on a desire to get back to the thing I love most, which is making art, facilitating art, and being a part of the arts community. Another way to put that is my wife called it my midlife crisis. I'm consulting with my therapist, and I'll let you know. How does Hungwell? We'll know in another 20 years, right? I guess it depends on how well this goes, right? How does Hungwell define art services? I've thought about this a lot. The reason I told you about my background is because I wear a lot of hats and I have a lot of experiences, and the things I'm going to tell you that Hungwell has done since we've opened in January are all things that we have done since January. I'm going to start with art administration, even though I put it on the right side and the teacher in me is driving me crazy. So I facilitate art events and art-related programming by partnering with organizations. This is Frank's Chop Shop, located in East Ave. This is a show, group show I put together in October called American Goth Chic. It was a play on the painting American Gothic, with the idea being how do we explore and celebrate the community of Goths in Rochester, which, as I'm sure some of you know, it's a big part of this place. It's a community that has less of an outside role in other places. So part of my work is looking at who are the communities that we don't always see in the Memorial Art Gallery or other places, and providing opportunities to share that work and show that work and share those communities. I organize artists for group exhibitions. This is the launch of Lake Effect Magazine, volume 60, which occurred, I don't know, I forgot what month it was. It was a few months ago. And what we did was, Lake Effect's a great organization that actually commissions a lot of art in the development of their magazine. So we put that art on display. We collected some poets and writers from the magazine, and we launched volume 60. I organized that and I facilitated that, and I put that event together. We provide grant writing, project proposals, and research assistance. Sorry, wrong slide. Right now I'm working with the Rochester Artists Collaborative. If you've heard of Adam Eaton and those great guys over there, I have been compiling grants for them. I have also been compiling or aggregating art lessons for them. And what I do is I provide services to organizations that need someone who can write narratives and who can put together proposals. And I help them to the best of my ability to create those things. We organize artists for group exhibitions, something I'm very, very excited about. And I hope that if you guys take one thing from tonight, it's that first Friday, March 3rd at the Yards Art Collective, Hungwell Art Services' first official submission-based show is going to launch. It's something I've worked a while on. The theme of this show is, what do we do when we hibernate in the winter? How do we deal with things like anxiety, urge to hide, seasonal affective disorder, and how do we as an artistic community celebrate that rather than run from it and engage in that important process that most Rochesterians do, where you gotta thaw out when March hits. So please join us March 3rd at the Yards Artist Collective for this show. We have almost 40 artists represented. We had almost 60 artists submit to the show. I tried to accept as many as possible because that's sort of my philosophy on curation, is that you let the show build itself based on who shows up, who's interested, and who brings the energy. Provide marketing materials too for all. This is a couple of examples. This was a partnership with Loco Upstairs. If you know that spot, it's the upstairs part of the Rochester Contemporary Arts Center. This is the Lake Effect release party. And this is one for American Goth Shit at Frank's Chop Shop. The internet is hard. Social media is tough. So we create marketing materials that artists can use to promote their event. It comes in a TikTok form. It comes in an Instagram post form. We'll even make you a video if you need a video. So we provide the tools that artists need to create exhibitions and present their work. The other half of Hungwell Art Services is art handling. We install artwork. This is work from Chris Good News Brown. If you know that guy, he's a comedian and a photographer and very active in the community and a cool guy. This is from the Teen Ambassador Program, and the reason I chose this is because the difference between me and Michael's is that I provide creative, interesting framing solutions. All this work was made through a curriculum I wrote of students in the age range of 10 to 14. And this is the Teen Ambassador Program, which is facilitated with the Yards Art Collective. I package art for transportation and storage. I don't have a picture of that. Imagine a box with tape on it. And I also find myself in weird places doing cool things. One of the things I was asked to do was hang a private collection. I was like, sweet, I know how to do that. When I got to the space, the private collection consisted of a lot of boxes, a lot of vinyl toys, a lot of expensive skateboards and expensive kind of, those Funko Pop guys and, artists like KAWS, a lot of contemporary artists who are doing interesting stuff in the pop space. Now, this client did not want a bunch of giant bookcases, and I didn't want to go to IKEA and buy and build a bunch of giant bookcases. So I partnered with another artist named Rodrigo da Silva, and what you see in front of you are these modular shelves that are created for just a couple of cents. They follow, it looks so easy, but I can't tell you how much time me and Rodrigo have spent on the R&D for this. But ideally what you get is a piece of cardboard, double corrugated. It's locally sourced from a great, great local company, mom and pop place that sells packaging stuff. We're installing this work, and what you're seeing is a cover sheet put over these modules right here. But what we're working towards right now is creating a product that for a couple of cents, anybody could pull off a shelf, take home, hold it once, stick one 1-inch screw into, and hold up a couple of books, to hold up, we haven't completely weight tested it, but we've put 10 hardcover art books on it. I'm happy to pass it out, and you can play with it, mess with it, try and break it. It's a great little system. It works really well. It was literally designed for this individual client, but it's something we're enjoying so much that we're playing a little bit more with. Just a note on Rodrigo. Rodrigo is a designer who works and maintains a close relationship with architecture, applied arts and sciences in search of a new connection, a dialogue between culture, production, processes, and speculation. Rodrigo is a designer from Mexico City. He's been in Rochester for about 2 years. He's also a Yard Studio member. So that's what we do. We do a lot of things. To me, what this business bore out of, though, was me trying to find myself as an artist, trying to find myself within the arts community of Rochester. And so that brought me to the question is, who are the clients of Hungwell Art Services? I sort of like to think of it as we teach the old ways to new artists. There is a vibrant and active and extremely interesting artist community in Rochester of people who are making their way in ways that we haven't seen makers make before. To give you some examples, I did a job for a client who had never made a work of art larger than this. They made a work of art about 4 feet tall, and they said, I have no idea how to put this on a wall. I have no idea how to frame it. The same artist has a distribution deal with Walmart right now that's rolling out in a few months. I don't mean to poke fun at that artist, but what I'm trying to point out is that we have this really interesting arts economy right now where there are people who are making very cool, very interesting, very kind of cutting edge moves, but they haven't done they've skipped steps, you know what I mean? They haven't done some of the things that you would have learned in art school if you went to it, you know? I worked with 2 photographers who regularly shoot celebrities, they shoot models, they get their stuff posted all over the internet, they get posted in digital magazines. And they came to me because they had never actually printed any of their photos or hung them on a wall anywhere. So they didn't know how to do that. So they talked to me and I showed them how to do it and I helped them do that. I've met with clients who have very large works and they need creative, unique solutions on how to frame them, how to prevent them. And those solutions also need to be affordable because if they didn't, they would have just gone to some of the really cool fancy frame shops on University Avenue.
30 seconds.
30 seconds? Well, cool. I'm on my last slide, which is just this is how you contact me. I think that ultimately what Hungwell does that's different than other places is that I don't think the art world is a bunch of pretentious bullshit. I find that a lot of the same people who work at the MAG are also showing up at the scrapyard galleries and trying to support artists. I think that there's a lot of room in the arts community and a lot of desire to help each other. One thing that I always say is that in terms of being an artistic community, the artists and the institutions are not competitors, they're co-workers, and that the health of all of us is the health of that entire economy. So I try to be a bridge between those places. I try to facilitate and help artists gain the skills they need to promote their career. And I try to be an artistic force that contributes positively to our community. And that's it.
Let's work together. That's my question. We work with me. Apparently you must. We've already been talking.
Yeah, we're internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of art shows apparently in Rochester that I was unaware of. Is there like a location that, or an Instagram page that posts all of them?
You know, I'm here to self-promote, right? But honestly, the easiest thing to learn about all the things I do is to follow that Instagram right there. I'm constantly posting stuff. I also have a newsletter that has about 100 recipients right now that I'm hoping to grow. But yes, this First Friday is extremely active in this town. There's a lot of good people who sit around at tables and talk about how to get it in front of your eyes and get the attention out and try and get people there. One of the things we're working on is developing narratives, meaning that on First Friday, you're going to go to one gallery and you're going to see something that speaks to something else across town and 5 minutes away. And we're trying to draw connections between the businesses, organizations, and institutions that are trying to make a healthy, vibrant art community here. I'm going to leave some of these here. I'm also happy to talk. I'm going to put some by the pizza too, because that seems like a good spot.
What time is the event on March 3rd?
6 to 9. Yep. The Yards Art Collective is located right in the middle of the Rochester Public Market, if you guys have not heard.
So you seem to have several services that you offer. Is there one that you're either like focused on or trying to grow, or like what's the kind of primary thing that you're trying to account for?
Have you ever heard that term, a jack of all trades is a master of none? Have you ever heard the entire term?
No.
A jack of all trades is a master of one, but certainly better than a master of one. And for me, that's kind of what I've always been. It's a tide I've tried to fight since I was very young. You know, I was like, oh my God, I'm not good at anything. I just do everything. But I really find myself in this position because I find myself only doing the things that I want to do this year. I mean, I spent 14 years of public school as a public school teacher, and it's just a career of constant compromise. So while I do a lot of things, I love doing all those things. So at this point, I've just been kind of prototyping, putting things out there and seeing how the market and people respond to them. And then when they respond well, I do more of it. And if I didn't like doing it, I just kind of back off of it. But everything I showed you tonight are the things I've done in the last 6 months that I've really enjoyed doing.
Is there anything that the community can help you with, or is there?
You know, I saw, you know, I've seen Shark Tank. I love that damn show. But I don't, I'm a lean business. I'm a very lean business. I try to take on exactly what I'm able to swallow and then move to the next project, which is where a lot of this comes from, doing one thing at a time. I have thought about, like, if I had investment, if I had a little bit of money, I'd buy some tools to make things go faster. If I had a middle amount of money, I would buy a truck. I'd buy like a big white truck and I'd put this symbol on the side of it. And I'd put a whole bunch of shelves in it for putting long paintings in it. And if I had a lot of bit of money, I would buy a brick and mortar location where I could do the work I wanted to do and also have my own exhibition space. Although that would never stop me from the partnership part. I think that's the part that makes it work. And it's the part that activates me. A weird thing about me is that I totally reject that idea of like the artist as the secluded genius who just needs space to create. I think that's bullshit. I think artists are traditionally, for a very long time, are beings that respond to need, necessity. They explore function and they make it beautiful. And so as a creator, that's kind of what I see. I look for problems and I try to solve them creatively and artistically. I don't remember what the question was.
If you had any asks that you
Oh yeah, I mean, clients, guys. You got a closet full of pictures? Hit me up. You got some something that you're trying to make happen? Please hit me up. I'm happy to help. If you are trying to learn more about the arts community or you're looking for something to do on Friday night, hit me up. I'm always posting that stuff. So really what I'm looking for is connections. I'm looking for community and I'm looking for clients. I'm looking for spaces. I'm always trying to do more art shows. So if you guys know people who got blank walls that want something pretty on it, please hit me up. Hey, yeah. Let's talk. Yeah.
It's the space.
Yeah.
other questions? Right at time.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
All right, can I get another round of applause for our great presenters tonight? Thank you all. There's only two people that really matter to us, and it's the audience and the presenters. So thanks everybody for showing up, for giving us some great things to talk about. I'll just leave that up, I guess. It's better than a computer. And really, my and Startup Grind's ask for you is keep coming to these things, invite your friends, have a good time. Meet someone new, get a phone number, go to coffee, have a drink, make some friends. That's what I do. It's what I love to do. So if you haven't done that, please meet me. I'll have to leave pretty soon because I have to drive to Albany tonight. But please enjoy yourselves. And to the presenters, thank you. If you enjoyed this and have friends who you think would benefit from coming up and speaking, like, please invite them, give them our contacts. I am kind of the de facto coordinator of things, so I'm always happy to reach out to people, send an email, whatever. So that's my spiel. Thank you again to Ben and Great Lakes Gaming. This is a wonderful space. I think we could probably use a few more artworks on the walls though, right? Yeah. And yeah, if anybody in the audience thinks that it would be fun to get up here and do a presentation, like, please reach out to myself, Mike, Anant, Jack. We're all very friendly. Yeah, that's it. So thank you. Have a great time. There's still a few beers, a couple pieces of pizza. There's lots of people. And thanks for coming out tonight. So that's it. And we'll probably be doing another one of these next month and for all of the months going forward. So expect more.
March 23rd.
March 23rd. That's next week. What's up? Oh, I have no idea. We haven't figured it out.
Oh, okay. But in this situation,
You guys can give us exactly, we max out. Okay, so I also very like, I'm gonna start Instagram using lots of to see my face and I'll just like, what are you talking about? That much of a talent and enthusiasm. Yeah. Okay. I'm totally not.
I have a friend who I call. Sorry, John, there's coffee. I cannot tell you. Yeah, yeah.